Hi, Dr. Butler here. Thanks again for taking the time to learn more about your health today. I'm going to be speaking on the topic of castor oil packs, one of my favorite topics. I love castor oil. I'm going to help you understand the benefits of doing this simple treatment that can be done at home, can be done really anywhere, that has very impactful results as it relates to your body's physiology. The primary reason that castor oil packs are applied, at least for the reasons I apply them clinically, is all about the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is a very underrated part of our body's physiology. Most doctors don't talk about it, most people don't educate the patients about it, but it is significant. The lymphatics are, in essence, a big part of how we detoxify. Detoxification is an essential piece of allowing people an ability to create an environment where healing can happen. If you don't move the lymphatic system and the lymphatic fluid, you will not heal. And there's a priority that has to happen within an individual's physiology when we're looking to treat the underlying cause, when we're looking to improve the states of symptomatic reaction, and it all starts with the concept of movement. And we have to create movement within the body. One significant way to do that is through castor oil packs. So castor oil looks like this. Comes in many different types. We like organic. We like it in a glass bottle. Prevents the oil from oxidizing. So preferentially that's how you get it. But it's an oil. It comes from the plant Ricinus communis. And castor oil, in truth, is actually has some toxicity associated with it. People in the past have drank in castor oil. It causes them to have a bowel movement. Women will take it at times to induce labor, and it's all really facilitated because the body tries to process it out. I don't really recommend drinking it. Again, it's fairly benign, but it's not really, there's no need to do that. Clinically, the way I apply it is, we use castor oil to move the body's lymphatic fluid, as I stated before. There's an essential piece to healing physiology and improving function and getting cellular components back on board with normal states of physiologic response. And in my opinion, it is heavily tied into the components of the lymphatic system and how we can get things moving. So I'm going to go over a little bit, again, how castor oil does that, and then we'll touch a little bit more on the benefits of, again, the movement of the lymphatic system and how that happens using castor oil. And then we'll wrap up with kind of, again, a short overview of how to do a castor oil pack. So how castor oil works essentially is anywhere you put it on your body, it's going to absorb. Oil absorbs into the body. Water is repelled from the body, oil absorbs into the body. So when you apply castor oil to the body, it absorbs in. And where it absorbs to is it absorbs to the lymphatic system. You have lymphatic vessels all over your body. In a moment, I'll talk about there's a heavy concentration of them within the abdominal area. That's where we'll do our packs, castor oil packs. But in truth, you have lymphatic tissue and vessels and lymph nodes all over your body. So really, castor oil can be applied anywhere. Anywhere you have pain, anywhere you have inflammation, anywhere in your body you want to create movement, apply castor oil. The body will absorb it in. The body will more or less bring it into the lymphatic tissue. And then there's a concept called a counter-irritant response. The body doesn't want it in there, so it moves it out. I love the idea. Out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old, in with the new. That's how you create change. You cannot create change within the body's physiology based in an environment of stagnation where stuff is sitting. It's like, you can't move. You gotta get movement going. Movement is life, stagnation is death. If we don't move our fluids, which are blood and lymphatic fluid, we won't heal. You need to move them. Castor oil, my experience clinically, off of something that a patient can do in a self-care plan on a daily repetitive basis has a tremendous impact on the lymphatic system. So, and again, why we want to move that is the lymph system's kind of like the sewer of the body. I learned that through Dr. Morris. This idea where, you know, all your toxicity, you know, whether it's what you eat, whether it's your metabolic toxicity, everything, there's all those byproducts being created through metabolism. It has to go somewhere. It has to be eliminated out of the kidneys, has to be eliminated through the liver, it has to be eliminated through the lung, eliminated through the skin at times, you know, through the bowel. But that, you know, all of those constituents, the urine, the stool, your breath, all of that is facilitated through the movement of lymphatic fluid. You know, lymphatic fluid takes the metabolic toxicity out of the cells, takes it to the organs of elimination, concentrates the toxicity, the body moves it out. So the sewer has to move. If the sewer backs up, you got sewer in the kitchen. You got, you know, sewer water in the bathroom. Doesn't work out too well. You know, if your lymphatic system backs up, you got toxicity in your liver, you got it in your kidneys, you get it in your lung, you get it in truth all around your body. So a huge part of the purpose of doing castor oil is that it moves stagnation, it moves lymphatic fluid, it takes out the old, it brings in the new. A great analogy of that is if you've ever been on a river and the water eddies off and it gets stagnant, it's like, ugh, I'm not going to swim in that environment. I want to swim in the water that's moving. That's, you know, taking out the old water, bringing in the new water. The pool of stagnant water, what does that do? That breeds infection. It breeds culmination of bacteria and fungus and algae and, yeah, you know, it gets all warm. And, you know, that environment, that's an environment that can build up in your body based upon the concepts of stagnation. Remember, we're one and the same. What goes on in nature goes on in us. So we can kind of visualize those environments to understand what goes on in our body. The water rises up, washes that water away, puts new water in, cleanses that environment. So castor oil gives us an ability to cleanse our environment. So as I said, you got pain on the arm, rub it on the arm. It helps. You got pain in your knee, rub it on your knee. Castor oil will help. And remember, it's not the magic bullet. It's not the cure-all. There is no cure-all. You know, health is all about what you do on a consistent, frequent, regular basis that helps support your physiology, helps processing of toxicity, helps assimilation. Health is not about these perceived magic bullets that people use that, wow, as long as I do that, everything's great. It doesn't really work like that, unfortunately. But this is one you know, therapeutic that you can use in conjunction with the rest of your lifestyle, in conjunction with other natural therapeutics that can help facilitate a change in the environment that gives you the capacity to heal. So when we apply castor oil in what's called a castor oil pack, it's done over the abdomen. And the abdomen is where 80% of your lymphatic tissue is stored. You have something called gut-associated lymphatic tissue. Huge numbers of lymph nodes and lymphatic fluid and lymphatic tissue is found in the gut. Why is that? Well, what are we doing all day long? We're putting stuff into our body. You put stuff in through here, the body has to deal with it. It doesn't know if it's good or it's bad or it has salmonella on it or if it has inflammation in it. So it has to be prepared. It has to have around that digestive system and around that tissue, it's soldiers, it's troops ready to go into action if there's an invading pathogen. Okay, that's why it's so heavily concentrated around the gut. So that's where we apply it. We put a silver dollar size amount of the castor oil in our hand. Could be a little bit more, a little bit less, depending upon the surface area of your tummy. But that general area, you know, from the chest, kind of right at the rib cage margin below the breasts, to the pubic bone, the sidelines, you know, coming running down, like, you know, midline of your armpit down. So that general kind of square rectangle area, rub castor oil over it. Doesn't need to be dripping off of you. Just rub it over the area, get it applied everywhere. Then you're going to use a flannel. So you got to use a flannel. And different people make different flannels. Don't use a flannel shirt. Don't use a t-shirt. Don't shortcut it. You use a flannel. Use castor oil. In the end, those are the only two things that you need to fully and effectively utilize a castor oil pack. You really don't need a hot water bottle or saran wrap or saturating the entire flannel. You got to put the oil on. You got to put the flannel on. It has to stay on for 45 minutes, and you will get the effectiveness and benefit of the movement of lymphatic fluid based upon the application of castor oil. And as I mentioned, this is one of many parts of a self-care plan that will help you achieve an environment that can heal. And it is essential that you do it with a state of frequency and consistency and duration. It is not a home run. It is an application in a formula of your self-care that can create the environment and the change of the physiology so healing can take place. I want to thank you again for taking the time to learn more about your health, and we'll see you next time.